welcome to Tricia's Cards and Crafts, and Happy New Year again. I think I did say that last week. These are the cards that I've got for you today. This is the stepped up version, and this is the version that I'm going to show you how I'm going to make it with you today, or for you today. It's using the Snailed It stamp set, which is from the new mini catalogue, and I think it's quite cute. I like the images on this, and I will explain then how I made this card afterwards. So shall we get straight into making it? So I'm using this and those two images. I'm using this and that, and that's it really. There we go. So that's what I'm using today. I'll just show you what I've done. I've got the two images on the front, I've got the one inside, and I've got a little one which is the top of the letter on the top of the snail shell on there, and I've just put it again on the front of the card as well. And I've decided that I didn't like the lines coming off, because I did think about putting a bit of the shell in, but I'm gonna just do it so that it's just the envelope for the card we're going to make now. Okay, so before we do anything else, I'll do the bits for the envelope and the inside first. I'll just show you how I did those. I'm using the black Stampin' Write marker. Sorry, got to tickle all of a sudden. So just colouring in with my marker the image. I just want the top of the shell, not the top of the shell, the letter without the top of the shell coming out. So I've got that there, just where I want it. Good. Try not to get any stuff all over my fingers. And I want the card, if I can find it. Here it is. And it's just, yes. So I'm going to do the same thing on the inside, again with my marker pen. Try not to get it anywhere else, but I have. So I'll just try and get this off a little bit on the eye. I'll just go over it again. I don't want anything around it to come off. There we go. You have to be a little bit careful, especially when they're so close to other bits. There we go. Should be okay now. So I'll just go back over that bit again. There we are. And I will just do that there. There we are, that's okay. And then I also had this and the hello. So put that there. Great. Didn't want that to happen, but it's okay. I will do something with that in a second. Hello. There we are. Right, so just to make it look as though it's supposed to be there, I put two lines under there and another one there, and maybe like that, just so that it makes it look as though it's supposed to be like that. Okay, a bit like a speech bubble. Well, it is a speech bubble, but I mean. Right, now I'm going to try to find my bone folder. Here it is, a bone folder for now, just to lay this one down. And the reason I've got this scrappy piece of paper underneath is because I'm going to use these blending brushes. You can buy the blending brushes now if you haven't got any. from Stampin' Up. They're not coloured like this, but because I got these before they brought them out. They've only just brought them out in the new catalogue now, so I bought these a while ago. So I've got blue. I'm using the Seaside Spray for the sky colour, and I don't want to get it all over my mat, so on my paper, so I'm just going to go around the edge, maybe a bit more. Around the outside, but I'm not going to go into the middle. There we go. You can make it as dark or as light as you want to, or as it will allow you to anyway. Lovely, let you get so much ink down. There we go, so that's the blue. Just put that one away. And the green, and I'm using for the grass with Just Jade. So I've got Seaside Spray and Just Jade. So this is the green colour. Here we go. So we'll just come in the bottom. So we've got a bit like a vignette, so you've got the colour just around the outside, not on the inside at the moment. So I'm going to now stamp my image. I've put these two images on my stamping block already. So I've got the mushrooms or toadstools and the snail. So I've put them in the right position. You could use you can use them separately, you don't have to do them together like I am, or if you've got a stamping platform you can put them on your stamping platform, and if you're doing multiples you can then keep them in the right position for where you want them. Right, so now just going to go over this with some black ink, make sure it's nicely inked up. Don't want any on my fingers, and I'm going to place it towards the bottom there. There we go. Make sure I have plenty of time to soak up the ink. There we go. So with this one, they do come with papers as well, and I thought I'd try and use similar sort of colours to the colours that they used on the papers. So I've done the pink and the yellow snail, and then with the toadstools, because they've got some nice different images on the papers, there's a nice toadstool papers as well, and they're double-sided, so there's different things on each side. So I thought I'd try and follow these, except I'm going to do my toadstool red but with white, and then I'm just using now the colours they've used: Basic Red, Muta Bay, Blushing Bride, Daffodil Delight, Real Red and Whisper White. So I've used this. The yellow I'm using isn't Daffodil. Hang on, I'll get the Daffodil Delight and then you'll be able to see the difference. I think that's, no, that's Bumblebee. This is the Daffodil Delight, is it? Yes, we'll use the Daffodil Delight for this one, and then we will have the same colours. I've used the Just Jade as well because I wanted a slightly more muted colour for the grass. So I'm using Just Jade for the leaves on the plant as well. So let's go to the snail first. So I'm just doing, and I've got the wrong one. I'm using Blushing Bride, so we'll use this one now. The only problem is I've used, you need to go quite lightly. I used the, probably if I was using this one I should have used the Stays On ink, but I've used the Memento Tuxedo Black. And this one is a dye ink, which is the same as the markers, so they can bleed if you're not careful. Just try and make sure, if you, once they're dry is fine, but you need to make sure that the ink is dry first, otherwise it can just pick up the colour. This is the Daffodil Delight, and my Daffodil Delight pen is not very happy. I don't know whether this is one of my older pens, but there we go. I think it's been used a bit. Right, and not necessarily by me. And a little pink heart I'm going to do. So a little pink heart in there and inside here, and on my envelope. If I can find my envelope. Where I put my envelope? Oh, there it is. Here we go. A little pink heart on my envelope. There we go. So I can put this out of the way. I don't need this now. That way. So that's that done. So now for the big toadstool, I'm using the Real Red marker pen. And what I tend to do is to try and, I do this with the blender pens as well, I sort of go around the edges first, nice and lightly, so that I try not to go over the lines, and then I fill in afterwards. Because if you go over them too much, you can peel the paper, which the blender pens don't do. But as I've said before, can't use the blender pens on unless you're actually going to use a matte, because it will go through, whereas the marker pens don't. Okay, then I'm using the Bermuda Bay, wrong one, on there. Somebody's been using these and they've pressed too hard, but never mind. There, like that. And then I'll use the Daffodil Delight again. There we go. And then just to finish it off, I'm using the Just Jade. Don't know what's happened to that line. To just do the leaves. I'll just do some the grass, and what I did, just go along the bottom with a zigzaggy sort of line, and I'm going to use some grey. This is Smoky Slate. Don't know where that came from. And I'm just going to do a little bit. You don't have to do this. Just some shade shadows. You can leave this bit out if you want to. And I'm going to put a little bit of grey underneath my snail for some shadow as well. I might just do a little bit after there we go. So that's the card. So we've got our hello. So if you do have little things that go wrong, you can just make them look a bit as if they're meant to be like that. Okay, so there's the card and my envelope. So there's the first one. So you can see that's the difference. This is using the crushed curry and that's using the Daffodil Delight. The same with these. So the rest of it, oh, I put them in a different corner. There we go. Oh no, that's the envelope. That's why it's different. There we go. Right, so that's there. Now for the other card that I've made, I used around about a 6x6 card base, and I used a piece of the paper that comes in the set, and I quite liked this the stripe line, dotted line, rather than this side. So I've cut that out. I went around the outside with some real red ink. I've got another matte or layer of real red, and then I used the Whisper White card. So this is about 5 by 5. This is about 4 1/4, and this is 4, okay, by 4. So they're all squares, obviously, and I think that one looks, they stand out. I put the hello on the front of the card instead of on the inside with this one, because I thought I'd put a sentiment inside it afterwards once I've decided what I'm doing. And I also put another of the images of the toadstools on the inside and coloured that in. So that's that. And on the envelope, I did, on the flap, I just did another little bit. I put a piece of paper underneath and stamped it on, and then coloured that bit in. Okay, so that's how I did that. And I've used some of the 2020 to 2022 in colour enamel dots, just to put some little extra highlights on there. Okay, so that's how I've done that. I've used the same colours really throughout, other than that. So I've tried to stick with the colours that are being used on the papers, the matching papers. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you did, perhaps you give it a thumbs up below. And if you would like to see more of my videos, you can click on the subscribe button, and if you've click on the little bell icon, you'll be notified when I post a new video. If you've got any questions or you've got any suggestions for stamp sets you'd like to see showcased on my videos, then just you can leave the comments below, or you can send me an email to triciascardsandcrafts@yahoo.com. If you'd like any of the materials, at the moment there's until the beginning of February there is a special offer, the sale-a-bration. So if you spend, for every £45 you spend, you can choose an item from the sale-a-bration catalogue, which there are some are worth £45, or for every £45, and some of them are worth, if you have to spend £90, but it depends on which items you would like. Okay, one of the items that I've bought from, or I got from the sale-a-bration catalogue is this one, the Darling Donkeys, and I will be doing a card with this shortly. But this is the one of the steps, the stamp sets that are available for the sale-a-bration catalogue. Okay, there are lots of other things. One of the other things that I've got from the sale-a-bration catalogue are these papers. These are some more papers I quite like. They're double-sided again, and there's 6 each of each pattern, 6 patterns, no, 2 each of 6 patterns. So there's different patterns on the front and the back. I quite like the circle ones. I think they look quite good. And they've got a chevron-y pattern on the back. And then you've got a dark with a green leafy pattern on, dark blue background with a leafy pattern on the back. And then you've got this pattern, these flowers with a green on the back again. Okay, and the colours that are used in this one, this is the Paper Blooms Designer Series paper. And I think these probably will go with one of the stamp sets that are in the new mini catalogue, which are called In Bloom. And they use Night of Navy, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Rococo Rose, Seaside Spray, Soft Seafoam and Whisper White. Okay, so that's another set. I'm still waiting for some more of my items that I've ordered to arrive. Unfortunately, we've had problems because of COVID and the lockdown, because they're coming from Germany, and Brexit as well has interfered with their posting times and things. Okay, so thank you for joining me today, and hopefully you'll join me again shortly. Bye.